Okay, greetings one and all, and welcome to this has to be day number 1. Yes, day number 1, week number 2, spring 2024, spring 2025 of our journey together. And it's definitely a delight to have each and every one of you here for this evening's classes. Like I said, please ensure that you have your writing utensils, and we're gonna begin right now. So let me start. So today we're gonna be looking at a very important topic. So head up for me, please. Good night. My name is Mr. Petite. Today is Monday. This has to be the 13th of January, 2025. And the subject is mathematics. We're going to be doing mathematics and English today. So we're going to be looking at a topic that they love to bring in your exams. We did ratios. Ratios was very good. I think we exhausted ratios. We did a very good job with ratios. Very thorough thing that we did with ratios. Now we're going to move on to simple interest. So topic is simple interest. All right. All right, so simple is, 1 second. Yes, go ahead. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. You have a question?
We just learned subsets today in math.
Ah, okay. That's good.
And then bring back the memories of all the writing.
Yes. Yes, Empress.
My school was on strike.
Your school was on strike today?
Yes, sir. All my teachers.
Mine too.
Oh.
I think it's
The
all
student,
high schools. I don't know.
the students were.
It was like teachers, police officers, nurses, and doctors free while I love.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I was wondering, I was like, okay, so the strike was today.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And our school out at 12.
Well, they say it's for today and tomorrow.
Oh, they say it's for today and tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh,
wow. Some agreement by tomorrow.
Oh, wow. It's
So
not just
it's Petit.
1 second. This is government school. All government schools are affected, or?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean all government school affected? I came out of today.
Long Island wasn't affected, and the rest of the Family Islands wasn't affected.
They say
Okay.
the Family Islands should be affected by tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Okay.
Yes, only one Family Island got affected, and that was Grand Bahama.
Oh, okay, only one. Okay, that's true.
They say tomorrow the be taking place.
All right. Well, you all have exams to study for, so just make sure that you lock in, because still have to continue to study because your exams in a few short weeks. So we have to make sure we get the topics completed. So we're gonna introduce simple interest. We're gonna do some problems with it. How many of you have ever done simple interest before? I've at least heard about the topic, simple interest.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
I did.
You have?
I did.
Okay, good. So simple interest, there's a formula for it. All right.
Principal rate and time.
Yeah, principal times rate times time. All over what?
100.
All over 100. Very good. And so we're gonna, dive into that and see what that means. But it's a very, very straightforward topic. It's one of those word problem stuff. So, but it's very easy. Okay. So let's define simple interest first.
Word problems again?
First, we're gonna, like this new year, just a bunch of word problems. I was saving it for this year. So simple interest is a method of interest that always applies to the original principal amount. So the principal, write this down for me, please. But the principal is the amount that you put in. The amount that is borrowed, rather. The amount that is borrowed, or the amount that is invested. That's what we mean, the principal, right? So simple interest is a method of interest that is always applied to the original principal amount. So we apply the interest to a principal. That's very important. Now,
That's like when you borrow from the bank, right?
Yeah, when you borrow from the bank. Yeah, either when you borrow or you invest money, right?
That's called salaries, right?
So We can do salary and wages one of these days, but we ain't reached there yet. So with the same interest rate, with the same rate of interest for every time cycle, and usually time, when we do interest, simple interest, time is measured in years. So we always do time in years. So if it's like 6 months, we say a half a year, all right? Because we always do time in years, all right? So go ahead. Is Crimson here? Crimson is not here. All right, go ahead. Genesis. Genesis, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Read the definition of simple
Yes,
interest.
sir.
Simple interest is a method of interest that always applies to the original principal amount with the same rate of interest for every time cycle.
Very good. Please write this down. This is a definition that you need to be familiar with. Now, when we invest money or borrow money from the bank provides us with an interest on our amount. So that's why, right? When persons say, you know, I just borrowed, let's say you borrowed $1,000 from the bank. If you borrow $1,000 from the bank, don't think that you only could pay back $1,000. If you borrow $1,000 from the bank they would want their $1,000 back, but they also want something else back. That's how they make their money, right? They want interest, all right? And so if you borrow $1,000 from the bank, you probably end up paying $1,200, and the $200 like interest, or $1,300, right? So the interest is applied to the principal. And if you skip payments and all them stuff, then you are in serious hot water. So you need to make sure you make sure your payments done in time. Yes.
So why do you need the interest though? I given them more money than what I borrowed. So
Yes.
that means they owe me money.
You're given, but the thing is that it's their money. So like they could do whatever they want to do. They could put any condition that they want. It's their money. You want their money. They don't want your money.
That's why when I become prime minister, all this interest stuff, no. No, sir.
Yeah, right. Well, you know what? Aiden, read the rest of the definition. When we invest, or not Aiden, Antoine, when we invest.
When we invest or borrow our money from the bank provides interest on our amount.
Now, it doesn't only have to be with borrowing. So if you, let's say you put $1,000 in the bank and you keep it there, the bank would give you interest.
It's still add interest.
They would add interest. So that means that they would give you money for keeping your money inside the bank, right? So that, but the interest.
Yes, Mr. Petit.
Yes.
I think I just find a glitch in the system.
What's the glitch?
So what happens if like the interest rate for added in your bank account and when you take money is like say 17%? What if I take $1,000? No, if the interest rate or when you take money is lower than the interest rate they put in your bank account. What if I take $1,000 from them and put it in my bank account?
No, I think it doesn't give you $1,000. Their interest is very low. So unless you have like $100,000 in your account, you don't really feel it. Like you don't really feel like it's a lot. So the simple interest formula, anyone who did simple interest could remember the formula? Anyone who did simple interest can remember the formula for simple interest? No one? Y'all never did simple interest?
I did, but I really never understood it. So
You never understood it?
Isn't it price times rate times time?
Yes, very good. Not price though. It's not price. It's
Principal.
principal. Very good. Principal.
Close enough.
So simple interest is P times R times T all over 100. All right, that's the formula for simple interest. All right, P times R times T all over 100. So Alea, what is the formula for simple interest?
P times R
times T over 100.
Over 100, very good. And Jordan Dames, where's Jordan?
Here.
What is the formula for
Good
simple
afternoon, Mr.
interest?
Petit.
Good afternoon. Jordan Dames, what is the formula for simple interest?
Is a method of interest that
No, what's the
always
formula?
include-
The formula. It's right there. The form. What's the formula?
the form interest get
It's right there.
PX or
P
XT.
times P times
P times or
R.
X times T.
No, it's red. P times R times T. So say that for me.
P times R times T.
Very good. All over 100. All right. So it's going to be the principal.
Formative Petit.
Very good. It's going to be the principal times the rate all over 100. Okay. Now, what is the principal? What do we say the principal is? So let's go ahead and define these things, right?
No.
Principal is P?
I know principal is P, but what does principal mean? So if you have a question, the amount what?
The amount of, like, say, the amount of money.
The amount of money what?
Given.
Given? Okay.
You know,
Remember I said principal is the amount borrowed or invested. All right, so let's write that down. So principal is the amount of money that's borrowed or invested. So let's write
Yes,
that down.
Mr. Petit, what does P or T stand for?
We're gonna explain it right now. We're gonna explain it right now. You never did principal simple interest?
No, sir.
Okay. So principal, which is P, is principal is the amount borrowed, okay, or invested. That's what principal is, the amount borrowed or invested. Okay. So Lamar McKinsey, what is the principal? Lamar McKinsey, what is the principal?
Mr. Petit, S region class.
Yeah, it's right there. What's the principal?
Okay. It is a method of
No, the
interest.
principal, I have it right there. What's the principal?
Oh, the amount borrowed or invested.
Very good. And Amaya, what is the principal?
The principal is the amount borrowed or invested.
Very good. The amount borrowed or invested. Now we have the rate. That's what R stands for. What is the rate?
percentage.
Say it again.
The percentage.
The percentage, yeah, that's a good way to put it. The rate, go ahead, Kanan, read this. What is the rate? Read that for me.
The rate, the annual interest rate.
Very good. So the principal is the amount borrowed or invested. That's the amount that you either borrow from the bank or you give to the bank as a form of investment. The rate is, one second, the rate is going to be the interest rate. So it's going to be 5%, 2%, 3%, 4%. That's the rate. All right. So where's Shalaya? Shalaya, are you there?
Mr. Petit.
One second, Kenan. Shalaya, can you hear me? Is Shalaya here?
Janaya? It's Janaya.
No, I was referring to Shalaya. But
Oh,
Janaya, you can answer since you wanna answer. What is the
Okay.
principal?
The amount borrowed or invested.
Very good. And what does the R stand for?
Rate, the annual interest rate.
Very good. Go ahead, Jordan. You have a question? I see a mic open.
No, I mustn't correct that.
Go ahead, Kanan. You have a question?
Well, one, I don't really understand what you mean by rate, and two, I thought you couldn't use the word when you defining the word.
No. This is I'm explaining the what the letters mean. Okay. So the P is the principal. The R is for the rate, interest rate, and then the time, and then T is for, obviously T is time. All right. Now this is very important. Time is always given in years. All right. Time is always given in years. Shalaya, I need to hear you. I see you type inside the chat, but I need to hear you. Okay, so let's do this like this. Ariana, where's Ariana?
Hello.
What does the P stand for?
Principal, the amount borrowed or invested.
Good. What does the R stand for?
Rate, the annual interest rate.
And what does the T stand for?
Time, always given in years.
Very good. So Lovato, Coverly. Where's Lovato, Coverly? Lovato.
Yes, sir.
What is the formula for simple interest?
P times R times T over 100.
Very good. That's the principal times the rate over 100. And Philip, what does the P and the R and the T stand for?
The P stands for principal, the R stands for rate, and the T stands for time.
Very good. Is there a Vari here? I see someone there, Vari. Vari.
Yeah, so
What's your name?
Shavarian.
Say it again.
Shavarian.
Shavarian. You need to put your actual name so I can know who to call. Tell me, what does the P and the R and the T stands for in this formula?
P principal, the R for rate, T time.
Very good. Are you writing this down?
Yeah, so
Good. All of you have to be writing this down, and because you're gonna have to send me your notes, right? So make sure you're writing this down. Kaino McPhee, where's Kaino? Kaino, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Read this paragraph on simple interest for me. Simple interest is a method.
Simple interest is a method of interest that always applies to the original principal amount with the same rate of interest for every time cycle.
Cycle, yes.
When we invest or borrow our money from the bank provides interest on our amount. The formula for the simple interest is given by the following formula. Simple interest, P times R times T over 100.
Very good. So let's actually do an example with this. Let's look at this example. So the example I'm going to give you is very, very easy example. So this is very simple, right? By the way, it's like very easy. So Antoine, can you read the example? It says determine
The simple interest. A, P equals 500, R equals 8%, T equals 3 years.
Very good. All right, if you know how to do it, anyone know how to do it already? Before me, I actually like.
No, sir. I know how to do it.
Who know how to do it? Who know how to do it?
I know how to do it.
How to do it?
I could try.
All right. Here's what I want you to do.
I
want you to put your answers inside the chat if you know how to do it. Put your answers inside the chat. All right. For the rest of us, we're going to actually do it step by step. All right. So let's go ahead and answer it. So the first thing that we know, what is, if I ask you, what is the principal in this question? Would you tell me? What is the principal?
500.
Principal is 500.
500.
Very good. What is the interest rate?
8%.
8%. And what is the time?
3 years.
3 years.
3 years. Very good. So principal is 500, rate is 8%, and the time is 3 years. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to plug it into our equation. So let's go ahead and write down our formula. So I like to do it step by step, very nice and neat. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the formula first. That's what I always do. So I put the formula, principal times rate times time of 100. That's what I typically do. And I want you to do it just like this. Put your formula first. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to replace the letters with numbers, all right? So we're going to substitute. And so what that means is in place of P, we're going to put what? In place of P, we're going to put what?
500.
500. In place of R, we're going to put what?
8%.
Now, here's the thing. You don't put the percent sign because the percent sign is essentially the 100. It's over 100. So you already have the percent. So all you got to do is put the 8. Okay. And then the T is for what?
3.
T is 3. Yeah. Anyone got the answers yet? Anyone got the answer yet?
I did.
Joe got.
I did.
I did.
Joe got.
did.
120.
I got 12.
I
You
got
got
120.
120.
I got
120.
120.
120. Okay.
120.
All right.
I get
Okay.
122. Mine is looking something like that. I'm not done yet.
All right. So let's go ahead and multiply, right? So the first thing I'm going to multiply is I'm going to multiply. So we're going to do it step by step, right? So let's multiply. You know what? Let's cancel first. I think that's the best thing to do. So before, let's cancel. So we can cancel what? We cancel the zeros.
Zeros.
So we can take this 0 and cancel with what? That's 0. And we could take this 0 and cancel with what? That's 0. Right? And so we're going to be left with what? 5 times 8 times 3, right? So let's do that. We're going to be left with, once we cancel the zeros, we're going to be left with 5 times 8 times 8 times 3. So it's going to be 2. Simple interest is going to be 5. I move the zeros there. It's going to be over 1 still. 5 times 8. What is 5 times 8?
40.
40. Very good. So 5 times 8 is 40. So I'm going to multiply the 5 times the 8. And that gives me what? 40?
40.
And so it's going to be 40 times 3 over 1, right?
120.
Yeah. So 40 times 3 over 1. Let me put this here. So what have we done so far? We have multiplied 5 times 8, which gives us 40. And then we're going to say 40 times 3, which gives us what? What is 40 times 3 anyway? 40 times 3. Let's multiply that. So 40.
120.
40 multiplied by 3 is going to be what? So we say 3 times 0 is 3 times 0 is what? 0. 3 times 4 is
12.
12.
120.
So it's going to be what? 120. 20. Very good. So that means that the simple interest is going to be 120 over what?
Over 1.
120 over 1. 20 over 1. And what is 120 over 1? That's going to be equal to what?
120.
That's just 120. Just 120. And so the answer is just going to be 120. How many brothers got 120 before me? Before me. Before me. Excellent.
I did.
Excellent. Excellent. Good. So, all right. So what we're going to do is, do y'all understand how I got 120? Let me know if y'all understand how I got it.
Multiplication.
All right.
Excuse me, do you have a question?
All right. Okay, good. So let's do a quick recap. Anyone want to explain this for me? Anyone want to explain this? Sorry if any volunteers to explain.
I could.
All right, go ahead, Crimson. Explain it for me. How we got our
Okay.
answer.
So you use the formula P times R times T over 800. And then when you get, like when you do the 500 times 8 times 3, you cross out the 2 common zeros between the 500 and the 100. And then you multiply the 5 times 8, which gave you 40. And then 40 times 3, which gave you 120 over 1, which gives you 120.
Very good. One more person to explain it. One more person. Any other volunteers want to explain it? How we got it? Go ahead, Trayvon.
First, I put the FI plus the simple interest equals 500 times 8 times 3 over 100. And when we cancel those 4 substitute zeros from 100 and 500, and I put 5 times 8 times 3 over 1. We multiply 5 by 8 equals 40. 40 times When you times 40 to 3, you get 120 over 120.
Very good. So the simple interest, very good. So simple is 120. What does this mean? This means that if you had $500 and you go to a bank that has an interest of 8% annually, at the end of 3 years, you would have gathered an interest of $120, which means how much would you have now in your account after 3 years? You would have
620.
620, right? 620. That's not a lot of money. Like that's not like cheapest you, and this the ticket it is taking you 3 years. Like that's outrageous. Cheapest you go and buy some chips and soda and sell them and then get $120.
If you rob the bank.
No.
That makes sense.
Wow, gotta watch out for you.
No. All right. Someone asked what happened to the one at the bottom. What happened to the one at the bottom anyway?
It disappeared like a magician.
No.
You multiply by 120.
Remember, if it's one at the bottom, any number over 1 is itself. Any number times 1 is itself. So 120 over 1 is still 120. All right. Are y'all done with writing this down? If you're done, take a picture of this and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, if you're done, take a picture of this and send it to me via WhatsApp. This is the first one on simple interest. Now, for those of you who are new, what I need you to do is, my number is 426-8891. Let me put inside the chat. My number is 426-8891. That's my WhatsApp number. I need you to take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. So that's the new people, like Anaya. Oh, Anaya, is there Anaya? I'm pretty sure I saw Anaya. Yes, Anaya Butler. Take a picture of your work and send it to me. Amaya is new. Not Amaya, no, non-home. Another Amaya now. She need to take a picture
That's
of her.
me. It's pronounced Amia.
Amia. And what's your last name?
Maki.
Maki, yes. Take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Do you understand this so far?
Yes, sir.
Good. Janelle need to send her work as well. Janelle Jervis. And Jordan Dame sending your work. Kaino Makfi. Where's Kaino Makfi? Kaino Makfi.
It is actually pronounced Kino.
Kino. Good. Have you sent in your work?
I gotta get it. You can send it right now.
Good.
I
Take a
gotta
picture
get
of
my
it.
phone. Gotta get my phone.
Good. Take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand this so far, Kino?
Yes, sir.
Good. And who else? Lavado Coverly. Where's your work?
I send it now.
Good. All right. This is not difficult, so let's go ahead and do another example. All right. All right, so good. Let's go ahead and do another example of this. All right, so we have, let's go ahead and do another example. So we have example number 2. Okay, so Kanan, do you understand this so far?
Sorry, can you go back for just 1 quick second, please?
Yes, I can.
Yes, sir.
Good. So now the only problem with these questions, you know what makes it difficult?
Thank you.
If you are new, please put your name when you send in the work. If you're new, please put your name when you send in the work, because I may not recognize the number. So if you're new, put your name when you're sending in the work. Now, the only thing that makes this question difficult, right? The only thing that makes this question difficult is if they start using big numbers, right? And if they use big numbers, and then some of you who are not able to divide properly, then you'll be in plenty problems. So the key is you have to be able to multiply and divide. That's very important. If you can't multiply and divide, you're not gonna do well with this question. And you have to be able to multiply and divide big numbers. So that's very important. So let's go ahead and do another one. So example number 2.
Won't we have a calculator in the exam?
So me go ahead and
I think the hardest one is coming to by the interest.
so number 2, determine the simple. Oh, y'all can't see my screen, right? So let me okay, good. So determine the simple interest. P is 50, R is 12, and T is 2. So, by the way, based on this question, what is the principal? Based on this,
50.
the principal is 50.
50.
Very good.
50.
That's the
50.
principal. That's the principal. Now, the principal is the amount borrowed or invested. Okay. By the way, if you know how to do this already, you could anyone feel that they could answer it on their own?
I think so.
Think so? Okay.
Yes,
Good.
sir.
I think I can
Yes,
answer.
sir.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
sir.
Put it inside the chat.
You can
Answer
too.
it on your own. Put it inside the chat. So
Alright.
so R is the interest rate. This is actually supposed to be 12%, isn't it? So 12%. And then the time, no, let's not use 2. Let's use 4.
Oh, let's give them, yeah.
Let's use 4. Not 2, 4. All right, so Vincent, where's Vincent?
Might have to start writing in pencil.
That's a good idea. Vincent, where's Vincent? Vincent, can you hear me? All right, so Alvaro, Samaya, good. Somaya. Chanel, where's Chanel Jones? Chanel Jones,
Instead of writing simple interest, can you just put SI?
you can. Where's Chanel Jones? Chanel, can you hear me? Chanel, can you hear me? I can't hear. Okay, so let's go ahead and answer this. What did y'all get so far? For those of you already answered.
240.
What?
I got 24.
24. 24. Anyone get anything different?
240. I get 24.
I get 12.
And the balance is 74.
I got 12 also.
What is it? Is it 12? Is it 240? Is it 2,400? What is it?
I get 12.
I got 24.
I got 24.
24. Oh boy, this could be long. What is it?
And
12.
I
24. I
it's
see
12.
it was 2 at first, then you switch it to 4, so it's 24.
It's
Oh, I didn't realize you switched.
yeah, I switched to 4. Okay, so what is the principal? Let's still plug it in. The principal is what?
50.
50. Good. What is the rate?
12.
12.
12%.
12%. And that's Nakara. How do you pronounce it? Nakaria. Good.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand it so far?
Yes, sir, I didn't get my answer.
What you got?
240.
240. Okay, so at this point,
Did I get my answer?
42.
Antoine, make sure your answer is right now.
I have 240.
24.
Okay. Are you just saying 24 because everyone else say 24? Or you understand?
They say 240, I get 24.
Okay. All right. What are we gonna do? We're gonna cancel what? This 0 with
The
that
0 with
yeah, there's nothing else we could cancel, so we just have to bring it down. So it's gonna be what?
Yeah, I didn't. And 12.
5 times what?
Sorry. 5 times 12.
5 times 12, right? So we're gonna multiply 5 times 12. And so
Excuse me, Mr. Petit, may I be excused, please?
yes, quickly. Don't take too long. So 5 times 12 is going to be what?
60.
5 times 12 is
60.
60. 60. So it's gonna be 5 times 12 is 60. It's gonna be 60. So we have 60 times what?
4.
60 times 4. Very good.
What if we cross out the 0 again?
You can. That's a good idea. I'll just multiply it out. So I'd say 60 times 4.
240.
60 times 4. 4 times 0 is?
0.
0. 4 times 6 is?
24.
24.
12?
24.
24.
24, very good. 24. It's going to be 24. It's going to be 240, and then it's going to be
Divided.
so
Then you divide that by 10,
very good. So it's going to be,
and that will give you 24.
yeah, it's going to be 240, 240.
It was right though.
And so 240 divided by 10, we have to cancel out what?
The 0.
This 0 with that 0. So you have 240 over 1, which is what?
24.
24. Very good. Did anyone else get 24 before me? 24.
I did.
I did.
I did.
I did.
I did.
I did.
Very good.
I did.
Excellent.
I did.
All right.
I have a question.
I did.
Go ahead, Janice.
So in some of the questions they ask you to show your working, would this be one of them?
Yes, you have to show working. Yes, that's
What?
yeah, show your working.
Excuse me,
'Cause
Miss.
Go ahead, Genesis.
Yeah, because what I did is I like clicked the percent sign on my calculator. So I didn't do all of this breaking down, and I was like, oh wow, I didn't do it.
Yeah, we have to show working. It's a math exam, not show working. Go ahead, Alea.
Instead of just canceling out the zeros, I divided by 10. Is that still correct?
That is correct. That's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same
Okay.
thing. Okay, good. Let's move on from this, and let's go ahead and so this is very simple. So this is the simple way to put it, but it never comes like this. They don't never just say, oh, P is 50, R is 12, T is no. They don't do that. What they do is they give you a word problem, and you have to figure out what is what. And so we're gonna go and do them, right? So we have to we're gonna do it how it comes. So we're gonna do it. So usually what they do is they combine a word problem with, like, you remember we did ratios last week, right? And the reason why we did ratios last week is because, well, they usually come together. Simple interest and ratios usually come together. And so we're gonna do them just like that. So I'm gonna show you how it would come on your exam, like a ratio combined with a simple interest question. All right. And so that's what we're gonna be doing right now. So I'm gonna show you how to do it like this. So let's go ahead and do that. So that's gonna be our example, 3. So this is when we really gonna get into it, like the actual, like I said, they don't just say, oh, P is this, R is this. No, they don't do that. You have to figure it out based on by reading the question, all right? And so I know you're all excited for that one, so let's go ahead and do it.
Oh.
All right, so the first question says, and this is, by the way, this is gonna be very, very similar to what we did last week. So if you were here last week, then you definitely would enjoy this question. If you weren't, then I'm gonna show you how to do it. So let's go ahead and write this question now. So the question says, Mistress Dames, let me share my screen properly with you all. So Mistress Dames shared $20,000 between her 2 sons, Bob and Sam, right? This is what, number 3. In the ratio 2-3 respectively. Now, what do they mean by respectively? Does anyone know what do they mean by respectively?
In that order.
Respect.
No,
Respectful.
no. Who said that? Who said that? Okay, I really would like to know. That would be interesting. But it doesn't mean like respect. It just means, when you say respectively, can someone remind us what does respectively mean?
In that order.
In the same order. In the same order. Very good. And so that means that How many equal parts did Bob receive?
2.
All right. 2, very good.
2 and 3.
2 equal parts. All right. And how many equal parts did Sam receive?
3.
3. 3. And that's what we mean by respectively. All right.
This is a ratio.
It is a ratio, exactly. So like I said, they like to combine ratio and simple interest. So you read this question and say, yeah, Mr. Petit, I know ratio is good, nice. And then when you go to the bottom part B, it's simple interest. So they like to combine them. So it's good that we need to know all two. So, all right, so we want to figure out the amount that Bob received, okay? How are we gonna do that? How are we gonna calculate the amount that Bob received? What are we gonna do? We know $20,000 was shared between the two sons, Bob and Sam. How are we gonna figure out the amount that Bob received?
First, we add
Go 1 equal part.
3. Then we divide 5. And that's 5. And then we divide it by 20,000, right?
Mm-hmm. So were you telling us we have to find 1 equal part, right? And 1 equal part is gonna be what? It's gonna be 20,000, right? Divided by what?
5.
Divided by
5.
why 5?
Because the 2 and
Because
the
2 plus 3 equals 5.
Right, very good. So it's gonna be 1 equal part is equal to, let me just put this in green. 1 equal part, ooh, that doesn't look good. 1 equal part
Equal.
1 equal part is equal to 20,000 divided by 2 plus 3. And 2 plus 3 is
5.
5. Why do we add the 2 and the 3? Where do we get them from?
Bob and
We get them
Sam.
from the ratio, right? So it's going to be 20,000 divided by what? Divided by 5, yeah. So 1 equal part is equal to 20,000 divided by 5. And when y'all divide them, what y'all got? When we divide 20,000 by 5, that gives us what?
4,000.
That gives us
5,000.
4,000.
4,000.
4,000. 4,000. Quick maths. Yeah, quick maths. 5 into what? 20,000. For those who will forget how to do long division. 1, 2, 3. How many times does 5 go into 20,000?
4 times.
I mean, sorry, 5 goes into 20. 4
4.
times. 5 times 4 is
20.
20. 20 minus 20 is
0.
Bring down the
0.
the 0. How many times does 5 go into 0?
0.
0 times 5 times 0 is
0.
0. 0 minus 0 is
0.
Bring down the
0.
0. How many times does 5 go into 0?
0.
0. 0. 5 times 0 is
0.
0. Bring down the 0. And put that there. How many times does 5 go into 0? 0. And 0 minus 0 is definitely 0. So the answer here is going to be what?
0.
4,000.
4,000. Let's say 0. It's going to be 4,000. So it's going to be, so 1 equal part is going to be equal to $4,000. Did anyone figure out how much Bob was going to get?
Yes,
8,000.
8,000.
So if we want to figure out what Bob gonna get, remember Bob is how many equal parts? Bob's share. So Bob is going to be 1 equal part times 2, right? Why times 2, you may ask. I'm glad you asked. The reason why it's times 2 is because Bob is what? 2 equal parts. If he's trying to find Sam, he's going to take 4,000 multiplied by 3. But since we're trying to find Bob, we'll take 4,000 multiplied by 2. So it's going to be 4,000 multiplied by 2. And that gives us what?
Not divide times.
8,000.
Multiplies rather. That gives us
Yeah.
what? 8,000.
8,000. Excuse me, Mr. Petit, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Like an honest question. Would you ever name your child Bob?
All right, next question.
But if no friend, Mr. Petit.
Antoine.
So
right.
that long division, we have
Excuse me,
to
Mr.
show the
Petit.
working for that too.
No, you don't need to show the working for that. I just did it. I just did it. You don't need to show the working.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead.
Can I go to the bathroom, please?
Yes, you can. What he did just now was very good. If you have to use the restroom, if you have to drink some water, if you have to leave, please let me know. For those of you who are new, or for those of you who didn't get the memo, you can just leave and don't let me know. All right, so Bob's share is 8,000. Do y'all understand how I got 8,000? Let me know, please. If you do not understand, please let me know. If you do not understand, let me know.
Yes, sir.
If you do not understand, let me know.
Mr. Boutique, I just have one question.
Uh-huh.
For the last part for Bob's share,
Mm-hmm.
for the ratio, for the first ratio that ratio number that occurs, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to use it for the one equal part to like multiply it to get your answer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if they ask us for sum would be what?
You're supposed to multiply by 3.
Exactly. So Bob's share is 4,000 times 2, which is 8,000. And sum is going to be what? 4,000 times 3.
4,000 times 3.
Which will be what? 12,000, right?
12,000.
Good. So that's that. Now to the question at hand, because we was never on ratios anyway. We are actually on simple interest. And so the question goes on to say, hey, aha, you thought you was doing ratio question. Hey, I know, but no, you're not. I want you to actually do a simple interest question. So the question says, okay, Bob invested his share for how many years? 2 years at 4% per annum, simple interest. Calculate the interest earned. Calculate the interest, is interest earned. So this is how it's going to look in your exam, just like this. Now don't fold up. We know exactly what to do here, right? How are we going to answer this question?
Principal times
Mm-hmm.
rate times time over 100.
Mm-hmm. So we have to figure out the interest earned. So the interest is going to be, but first we have to, every time we're doing this, we have to identify what are we looking at. So the first thing, what is the principal in this question? Let's do that. What is the principal?
8,000.
What is the principal?
8,000.
Why would you say the principal is 8,000?
Because
Because it says Bob invested his share.
his share was 8,000.
What do we say the principal is?
The amount borrowed
The
or
amount borrowed or
invested.
invested.
So that's the
The
amount he
amount
invested
borrowed or
in.
invested.
Very good. The amount borrowed or invested. And the amount borrowed, in this case, the amount invested is what?
8,000.
8,000. 8,000. By Bob, it's 8,000. All right. All right. So P is equal to 8,000. Good. Now, R, what is the interest rate?
4%.
4%.
4%.
2 or 4?
2.
4.
It's 4%.
4%.
What's the interest rate?
4%.
4.
I'm hearing 2. Someone is saying 2. Who is saying 2?
4%. I'm saying 2.
Joel, you're saying 2?
Yes, sir.
Why are you saying 2?
Because for the for number 3, Bob, you had multiply 2 by 4,000
Mm-hmm.
to equals 8,000. That's why I think it's 2.
But it says Bob invested his share for 2 years at 4%. The interest is a percentage. All right, so it's
So
going
that
to be 4.
means, it's 4.
It's 4%. All right. The 2 is 2 equal parts. All right, but not its interest. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so R is 4%. So what else we need? What is T?
Time.
2 years.
Two.
2.
Time.
Two.
Time is always measured in what?
Yes.
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 So it's gonna be 2 years. Let me ask you a question. What does per annum means? What does per annum mean?
Yeah, annual.
Per year.
Per year.
Annum. What does per
Per year?
annum?
Per
Per
year.
year.
Month.
You asking me or you telling me? What's it?
Telling you, per year.
Per year.
Per year. Very good. So it's gonna be per year. So that's what annually, basically, per annum. I don't know why they do all that. Like, just say per year, but hey, it's your exams for you. Per year or per annum, if you want to sound sophisticated. So we have everything in our disposal, right? We know what the principal is. We know what the rate is. We know what the time is. So how are we going to find the interest earned? So go ahead and do it and put your hands inside the chat. Who think they could be able to tell me the interest? No one? No.
I don't know, but I could try.
I think I could.
I could.
I think I'm
can.
going to get it right.
You're able to get it right. Okay, good. Demonstrate that for me.
I said I think I'm going to.
You think you're going to? Okay. Anyone have any answers so far, or y'all still working?
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Yes.
I think the interest is 64.
You think the interest is 64? Okay. All right. Anyone else?
The answer is 64.
I think it's 64.
6,400.
6,400.
Not 100. 640. Yeah.
Say it again. What's the interest?
640.
640.
That's all.
I got the same answer too.
What is it? 64 or 640? What is
640.
640.
640. Yeah.
it? Really?
Yes, sir.
40.
I got 642.
I hear people telling me
I guess
64.
640.
I get 640.
And the balance is 8,640.
So
The balance 8,640. 8,640.
Okay. So let's go ahead
Yes,
and
Mr. Petit. My question is, like, I know how, like, when you have the amount for P, when you have P and the R and T times R and T over 100, and then you cancel out the zeros for the P and the 100. But what happens if the R or the T has is in like the 10th place or the 100th place?
It's just at that point it's just regular arithmetic. So you treat it as a regular, like how you would regular deal with stuff. So let's look at this. So so what do I mean by that? We have simple interest. So let's write this down. Simple interest is equal to.
Excuse me, can I use the bathroom, please?
Yes, you can quickly. So simple interest is going to be equal to. We put this as a fraction. So this is what? Let's write the formula down. So it's going to be principal, which is P, multiplied by.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you, right? But my answer is 640.
640 or 64?
640.
640, okay.
My answer is 64.
64, okay.
Hmm.
P times R times
I
T.
also got 64.
64, okay. So is it 64 or 640? Like, I want to know.
640. 640.
640. All right. That's what we're gonna do a vote. If you think it's 64, put I. If you think it's 640, put P. Let's just try that.
In the chat?
In the chat, yes.
P for 640, right?
Yeah, P for 640, I for 64. Let's see. All right. Wow. There's a lot of P's.
I don't know.
There's a lot of P's in
You
there.
mean like people?
There's a lot of P's. All right.
They ain't letting me write in the chat no more.
They ain't letting you write in the chat?
No.
Sure.
I pressed it.
Okay. Try it again. It should work.
Oh, my person
I get a different answer.
Mercy.
Nothing still is happening.
All right, so let's go ahead and answer this. So we have, let me put this as a fraction. Come on, computer, be
But my
kind.
answer would have been I.
Yeah, answer would have been I. Okay. All right, so so let's plug it in. Oh, this is substitution at this point.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Just Nakari, I don't know if you could have seen my answer, because like I don't see nothing in the chat.
Yes, I could see your answer. I could see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the only one who could see your answer. No one else could see it. 100 over what is P? P is what? We said that P is 8,000.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Multiplied by what is R? R is 4. T is what?
2.
2.
Okay. So okay, this is very easy. All we need to
Cancel
do
the
is-
zeros.
all we need to do is cancel out the
Zeros.
So this 0 would cancel with what?
The other
That
0.
0. This 0 would cancel with what?
The other 0.
That
The
0.
other 0.
So we
Now
are
we
gonna
have
be
80 left.
gonna be left with what?
4.
80.
80 times 4
80.
times 2.
80
It's the answer.
multiplied by 4 multiplied by
320.
multiplied by 2 all over
1.
all over 1. Now we're gonna do 80 times what?
4.
80 times 4. What is 80 times 4?
300. I got 320.
80 times 4 is
320.
4 times 0 is
0.
0. 4 times 8 is
32.
32. It's gonna be what?
320.
Times 2.
320. And we still have this 2 here, right?
Yes.
320 multiplied by what?
2.
Multiplied by 2.
1.
All over
1.
all over 1. And then we have to do 320 times 2, which is what?
640.
640.
320 times 2, which is what?
Yeah, 640.
640.
320 times 2. Let's check.
640.
2 times 0 is
0.
2 times 2 is
4.
4.
2 times 3 is
6.
6. And so this is gonna be what?
640.
40 over 1.
640 over 1.
640.
640 over 1.
Just 640.
640 over 1. And what is 640 over 1?
640.
That's just 640. All right.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead.
May I use the restroom, please?
Yes, you can. All right. How many persons got 640?
I did.
How many persons got
I did.
640?
I did.
Got 640?
I didn't get the 0. The extra 0.
So,
Excellent. 600.
so on the real test, this is what our work gonna have to look like for this question.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, Lord.
You get it. It's your first day, so you get it.
Mr. Petit, I'm
640.
glad I didn't answer the second example which you do. I make sure I follow you so I can understand it. So when you want us to do it by ourselves, I managed to do it.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. All right. So the answer is 640. Why did you all get 64? I don't understand how you all get 64.
I didn't add the other 0.
They
I
could
got
have
642.
The times by 100.
Gone
By
the
I got
800, sorry.
64.
X and I didn't leave 80. I only had 8.
Oh, you minus all
Yeah.
of the zeros.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It is. Okay, so be careful. All right. It's time for the grade exercise. The grade exercise you have to do by yourself. Let me know if you understand. If you understand how I got this, put I inside the chat. If you understand how I got to put I inside the chat. If you do not, then put an N if you do not understand. But if you understand, put I inside the chat. If you do not, put N. Go ahead. Say it again. Yeah, exactly. Very good point. Some people say they do not understand. Take a picture of this and send it to me via WhatsApp. I can take a picture of this and send it to me via WhatsApp. Amari.
Use the bottom, please.
Yes, you can. Amari, where's Amari Penniman? Where's Amari Penniman? Amari, are you there? Can't hear from Amari. Please make sure that you're fully paying attention. So when I call upon you, you'll be able to answer. Brianna Moss, are you there? Where's Brianna?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what I just did? Brianna Moss, do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Daxia Smith, where's Daxia?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what we just did?
Yes, sir.
Have you sent me the work?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Tonisha Virgil, have you sent me the work? Tonisha? Where's Tonisha?
I sent in my work.
That's good. I want to hear Tonisha. Tonisha, are you there? Xavier Cooper. Where's Xavier?
I'm writing it now.
All right, Xavier Cooper. Where's Xavier?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Xavier Miller, you don't understand?
No, I understand.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
And Stefania Roll, are you there? Where's Stefania?
Yes, sir.
Have you written this down yet? As yet?
Yes, sir.
Have you sent me the notes as yet?
I'm sending it right now.
Everyone need to send in their work. You can't just be here and not sending in the work. Samaya?
I'm still
Wait,
writing.
I send mine.
Shamaya? Where's Shamaya?
Yes, sir.
Have you sent in the work as yet?
I just sent it.
Okay, good. How about Shalia? Where's Shalia?
Yes, sir.
Have you sent in your work?
I sent it now.
Okay, good. Do y'all understand it? Y'all understand this?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so do I need to do another example or we need to go create and decorate exercise?
Graded exercise.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Do a graded exercise with Please, I have a question. Can you please do one of these questions? At least have example 3, like it, please.
What you mean? Just like example 3?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a very similar one. Okay, y'all finish with this because I'm ready to move this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Oh, you know what? There's one part of this that we didn't answer. We have to answer this part. One part. This is a very good question. I forgot
Do
this.
you care about Sam?
Yes, there's a part we have to answer. We have to. Okay, the next part. The next part. No, not even about Sam. The next part says we want to figure out the amount of money. Write this down. Calculate the amount of money he had at the end of 3 years. So, how much money will Bob have at the end of 3 years if he invested? If he invested $8,000 into this thing, how much money would he have at the end of 3 years? Anyone?
I think the answer
And the
is
8,640.
860.
8,640.
8,000?
640.
640.
I think it's 860.
8,000 what?
Is it 8,960?
Is it 8,000?
960? Why you just say 960?
It's 8,640.
Is it 8,640?
Ivory, that's
1,000.
Ivory, that's not nice.
I guess.
I think it's 8,640.
It's 8,640.
8,640.
Yes, sir.
Remember, he invested this money into this bank and he expects to get a return because he invested it. What is his interest after 3 years have expired? I said 3 years. I'm sorry.
100.
It's supposed to be after 2 years because it's only you only took 2 years. Right? So
That's why I
interest-
put 960.
oh, that's why you put 960. Okay. After 2 years, what's going to be his interest?
8,640.
Yeah, 8,640. So that's how we get that. In order to get his total, remember total is a total, right?
Because the 640 is the interest right there, and you just add the 8,000.
Yeah, that's all. That's all. Math is easy. Don't make it hard. So we're going to take the principal, and the principal is what? 8,000, right? And then we're going to add it to what? The interest, which is going to be
The interest, which
640.
is 640.
Right, and so 8,000 plus
Hold on, so
640.
why are we adding?
The total amount of money.
Oh.
Yeah. 8,640. And that is the end of this question. Okay, now we're done.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, if it was 3 years.
If it was 3 years, the question would have, this interest would have been in 3 years. Like they would match. Yeah. Very good question. Very good point. All right, good. Any questions on this before we move on to the next one?
Yeah, just a small question. The blue part there is exactly how it have to look when we doing it on the exam.
How you want to do it?
So we don't have to like write out this is the equal part and how we get the equal part.
Yes, it's exactly how I want it. You want it to be
Oh.
organized, right? So you want it to be written clearly so we know exactly what you're doing. So this is how you do it, just like this. All right.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead, Stefania.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So, right, if you're taking the exam, right, and let's say you don't have enough space in your rough working for the next question, right? Is it okay if you erase your previous working to go work out that other question?
No, ask for an extra sheet and then put that extra sheet inside the booklet and put it in the exact page. All right, but don't erase none.
Yes,
And
sir.
more than likely, with all your exams, you're gonna have enough space. All right, just don't write humongous. All right, next question. Let's go ahead and do. I think we're ready for the grade exercise. I'm going to give you 2 of them. So grade exercise, because these are long questions. So grade exercise number. I feel we need to do one more example. I'm feeling the grade exercise yet. Let's do one more.
Sorry, can you go back one more time, please?
Let's do one more example, and then we go on to grade exercise.
I think you should do a quiz.
No, I spoiled all the quiz last week. No. Too much quizzes. Grade exercise, right?
Well, they are faster to finish.
They are. They are, my friend. All right, so yeah, let's do another example. So let's say, Mr. Forbes. Yeah. Say Mr.
Mr.
Forbes.
Petit.
Go ahead.
Could you go back for one more time, please?
Yeah, this one? This one?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. So this one says, go ahead, Kanan, read this question.
Number 4, Mr. Forbes shared $10,000 between his 2 nephews, Jared and Sean, in the ratio 2-3 respectively. He should have shared with me too. But anyways, A, calculate the amount that Jared received.
Very good. So how are we going to figure out the amount that Jared received? Where's Tavari Musgrove? Why are you not answering any questions? What happened to you?
Oh man, the age right now, I ran this not guy. I am not being here. Bro, I'm here for winter break.
So yeah, we wasn't having no classes on the winter break. I'm asking you why you're not responding. Are you distracted?
Oh, no, sir.
You sure?
No. Yes, sir. I just could be just writing that.
Do you understand what we're doing?
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay, so calculate the amount that Jared received. How are we going to figure out how much Jared received?
Excuse me, Mr. Petit. Could you go to the notes before this, please?
Excuse me, can you go on example 1?
No. I'm not going back. Not right now. I'm going to go back after we finish because we have to move on. If you just reach like Laura, you have to wait until I finish. So we're going to do 1 equal part. 1 equal part. What we're going to do in order to get our 1 equal part? What are we going to do?
10,000 divided by 2 plus 3.
Very good. 10,000 divided by 2 plus 3. 10,000, 1, 2, 3, divided by. So we're going to add this. We're going to add this ratio to 2 plus 3. And so 1 equal part. 1 equal part. Going to be equal to 10,000. 1, 2, 3, 4 divided by. What is 2 plus 3?
5.
5. Where is Anaya? Anaya Butler? Do you understand what we're doing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what are we gonna do after this?
The answer is 2,000.
I'm speaking to Anaya. Go ahead, Anaya. What are we gonna do?
Okay, you divide 10,000 by 5.
And that gives us what?
I haven't gotten theirs yet.
Okay, anyone want to help her? When we divide 10,000 by 5, what do we get?
2,000.
2,000, very good. 2,000. Good. Ajani, are you writing this down? Where's Ajani?
Yes.
Since Petit,
Yes.
you go back to the last slide, so screenshot the last piece of this.
No, not right now, not right now. We have to move forward. I can't be doing that. I'm gonna go at the end though, right? What's her name? What's her name? What's her name? Alondra Parker. Where's Alondra?
Yes, sir.
You're not responding in the class. What's happening? Are you distracted? Are you paying attention? What are you doing?
I'm paying attention.
So how are we gonna get Jared's share? Go ahead, Alondra. How are we gonna get Jared's share?
We're gonna multiply 2,000 by 2.
Why by 2?
Because that's Jared's ratio.
Yes, that's the number of equal parts that Jared has. It's gonna be 2,000 divided by 2,000. No, multiplied, right? Multiplied by 2. And 2,000 multiplied by 2 is what? It's gonna be what?
4,000.
4,000.
4,000.
So the amount that Jared received from this $10,000 total is gonna be what? 4,000. Do you all understand that before I move on to the next part?
Yeah, so.
Janaya
Yes,
White,
sir.
do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Good. Where's Micah? Is Micah here?
Yes, sir.
Micah, do you understand what we did just now?
Yes, sir.
What did we do?
You found Jared's share.
I found Jared's share. How did I find Jared's share?
You added their ratios together, then you divide their ratios by the shared amount between them. And then you then you times the
One you will apply.
answer. You times that by 2, and that's how you got your share.
Very good. Very good. All right. So now we just need to do the simple interest part of this, right? So we already got the ratio part. That's nice. Now we're gonna do the simple interest part. So that's what this is gonna be. It's going to be all right. So make sure if you're not speaking, mute your mic, Jordan and Dwayne. All right. So the next part of this question, remember we still with Jared. So the next part of this question asks, hey, Jared invested. Go ahead, Antoine, read the next part of this. Wait, let me do it properly. Go ahead, Antoine.
Jared invested his share for 3 years at 5% per
annum.
Simple interest. Calculate the interest earned.
Very good. Calculate the interest earned. Now, in order to do this, we have to use a simple interest formula. All right. Chevette Harris, what is the simple interest formula?
P plus R plus T over 100.
Multiplied, right?
Yes, sir.
So P times R times T all over 100. Rodrigo, do you understand how to calculate the simple interest? Rodrigo, do you understand how to calculate the simple interest?
Yes, sir.
Okay, explain how we're gonna get it. By the way, if you know how to get it, please, by all means, put your answers inside the chat. So simple interest is going to be what? It's gonna be what? By the formula? Class, what is it gonna be? Simple interest is gonna be what?
It's gonna be
P times
4,000.
Let's do the formula first.
4,000.
Formula is going to be P times R.
R times T.
All
Over 100.
All over 100. Very good. It's going to be equal to what's the principal?
The principal
4,000.
Oh, we didn't list our stuff, eh? So the principal is 4,000. Always do this first. The principal is 4,000. The rate is
5%.
5%. And the time is
3.
The time is 3 years. Okay, so let's put plug and chug. So this is going to be the principal, which is 4,000. The rate, which is 5. The time, which is 3, all over 100. Which all of us y'all answer anyway? Which y'all got?
600.
600 flat? Just 600?
600.
All right, so let's go ahead and work this out and see what we get. So I'm going to cancel out this 0 with this 0 and this 0 with this 0. So we're going to be left with what? It's going to be 4t multiplied by 5 multiplied by 3 all over 1. And 40 times 5 is what?
200.
200.
200. 200.
200. Times what?
3. 3.
Times 3.
And 200 times 3 is what?
Over 1.
600 over 1.
600 over 1.
Which is 600.
200 is going to be 200. 200 times 3 is
600
over
over
1. Very good. And 600
Which
over
is
1
600.
is simply what? 600.
600. I got that before you.
You got that before me?
I got that as well.
Very good. Excellent.
A long time.
I see that a long time. All right, let me look in the chat. Yes, I see the 600s. Yes, I do. I do. All right, so let's show our cancellation. And it's going to be here and here and then here and here. So that means that he got $600 more than what he had. And so if I ask you, okay, let's say we want to figure out the total money that he had over 3 at the end of 3 years, what would that be?
4,600. 4,600.
Say it again.
4,600.
How did you get that?
4,000 plus 6.
Add the principal to the interest.
Yes.
Very good. Add the principal, which is what? 4,000.
4,000 to the interest, which is 600.
Yeah. And then we want to add that to the
Interest.
interest, which is what?
600.
600. Very good.
Which is equals
So
4,600.
Very good. 4,600. 4,600. Very good. Excellent. Excellent.
Use Mr. Petit.
Yes.
I use the restroom, please.
Yes, you can. All right. Do you all understand how I got these answers? A, B, and BI.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir.
No, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Who said no? Someone said no. I know I heard someone said no.
You can make it smaller, please.
Yes, I can. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna go under the great exercise, but I want you to take a picture of this and send it to me via WhatsApp. Some people are still not sending me the work. So what I need you to do right now, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. My number is, let me put my number inside the chat again. My number is 426-8891. Everyone needs to send in their work, 426-8891, including Joseph Kalma. And Dior, have you sent in your work? Where's Dior? I can't hear. Ethan, have you sent in your work?
Which one?
Ethan, what's your last name?
Smith.
Smith, yes, that's the name. Ethan Smith, you sent in your
Yes,
work?
sir. Yes, sir. I sent to my Grammy.
Good. Ethan Adderley, have you sent in your work?
No, sir, I'm still writing.
Okay, and Jed Monroe, have you sent in your work?
I still writing.
I sent in my work.
Okay, good. How about Josh? Where's Josh?
This is the maze bathroom, please.
Yes, we can. Josh, where's Josh?
Thank you.
Hello, Josh. Are you there? Can't hear from him. Kyla and Kylie.
Yes, sir.
Have you all sent in the work?
I'm about to get my mommy phone right now.
Okay, good. Empress, where's Empress?
Yes, sir.
We have the right needed in this one. especially you're working.
Sorry, my hand's hurting.
Don't say sorry and then give an excuse. Just
Pardon?
correct it. Don't say sorry and give an excuse. Just correct it, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Sheila Powers, okay. Take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. I need everyone to do that. Okay, so what we gonna, Liliana, do you understand this? Where's Liliana?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. And who else? Nevaeh, where's Nevaeh? Nevaeh, can you hear me? All right, so now that we already understand how to do these things, now I think we're ready. I think we're ready for a great exercise. It's gonna be good. Now we could test the skill. All right. And we should be pretty good with simple interest. That's good. Okay, good. So let's go to great exercise. Let's go ahead and head up. Yes. No problem. Great exercise number 1. This is the first one. Wow. Took long to get to great exercise. Great exercise number 1. It took mighty long to get to this. All right, so I'm just gonna put 2 questions up and then we're just gonna do them for the great exercise. The first one is, say, question number 1. Let's say it's let's say we have Mrs. Hano. I don't want this here.
I like that name.
Mrs. Hana shared 30,000 between her 2 sons, Michael and David, in the ratio 2 to 3 respectively. Calculate the amount that Michael received. Michael invested his share for 3 years at 6% per annum. Calculate the interest earned. And calculate the amount that he had at the end of 3 years. And then one more. One more. All right, that's gonna be a second one, and then that's gonna be our 2. All right. Good. All right, so this one. So we have 1A and 1B, BI and BII, and then we have 2A and then 2B, I and double I. Yeah, good. You need to write this down and then answer it. Nevaeh, you can't speak. Your mic is on. And then answer it inside of your book. Who have not spoken so far? Let me see. Vari, where's Vari?
Tavari?
Yes. No, not
Is it?
Tavari. Vari. There's a Vari here. I can't remember. The person told me that. Yes. Have you sent in your notes? Have you sent in your notes?
Yes, sir.
What's the number? What's the number you're using to send in your notes, young man?
Hi, Mr. Petit.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, are you writing this down?
Yes, sir. I just came when you say we're gonna start the graded exercise 1.
Okay. Vari, have you sent in your notes? Is my question. If so, what number? What's the number that's coming from?
Put in the chat.
Put in the chat. Okay. Let me see. The number is 825 19 5011. Let me see. 822. Okay. 822. 50. Okay, I got it. Very good. Trent Edwards. Where's Trent? Trent Edwards. Where's Trent Edwards? I don't know who that is. There's someone whose name is TCL T4318. Who's that? What's your name? Yeah, I don't know who that is. Shalaya and Shamaya, what number y'all on?
I on 1A.
1A, and your sister?
I on 1B.
1B. Do y'all understand what y'all doing?
Yes, sir.
No.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Who said no? Who said no? Someone said no. Who's that?
Mr. Petit,
Uh-huh.
I don't understand 1.
You didn't sign number 1?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the notes already for the previous exercise?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So you have the first find one equal part for part A. So you're gonna say 3,000 divided by 2 plus 3. So 3,000 divided 30,000 rather divided by 2 plus 3, which is 5. Which is 5, and then you do 30,000 divided by 5. That's gonna give you one equal part. All right, and then just follow the steps from the previous one. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. Where's Kazin? Where's Kazin? Kazin, are you there? I don't know. I'm not there. Aiden Frandu. Where's Aiden Frandu? Aiden Frandu, are you there? Aiden Frandu, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Are you paying attention?
Yes, sir.
Where's your work?
On my book.
Please do not answer smartly to me. You know exactly what I mean. What, have you sent in the notes?
No, sir.
So send the notes and stop trying to act smart. Put it inside your book. Come on, man, Aiden, you know better than that. Send your notes. Joseph Culmer. Where's Joseph Culmer?
Yes, sir.
Where's your notes?
I write down the notes right now.
Say it again.
I write down the notes right now.
Okay. And where's Condoleezza? Condoleezza, what number you on? Condoleezza, what number you on?
Good night, Mr. Petit. I'm heading on to number 2.
Dazon Curry. Where's Dazon Curry?
Yes, sir.
What number you on?
I'm on number 1.
Do you understand what to do?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Okay. Dwayne.
Yes, sir.
What number you on?
2-8.
Have you sent in your notes already?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And
I have a question.
go ahead.
Do we have to write the formula P times R times T on the paper in the exam or just our working?
Write the formula. You always start off with your formula. And then
I'm
you substitute.
homeschool, so I don't even know if I'm having a test or exam.
You're gonna have your exam. Don't worry.
Mr. Petit, may I use the restroom?
Yes, you can. Where's Devana Knowles, are you there? Devana Knowles, are you there? Devana Knowles, I need to know if you're there. I need you to send in your work and also let me know what number you're on. Aiden Frandu, I have not gotten your work yet. Where's Aiden Frandu? Ivory, what number you on?
I'm at BI.
BI, okay. Jaden Seymour. Where's Jaden? Jaden, can you hear me? Jaden, can you hear me? Jaden, you're speaking, but I can't hear you. So you need to type in the chat. Let me know what number you're on. Jordan Dames, what number you on?
I finished.
You're finished. Did you write down the questions and the answers?
I doing the questions now.
Okay.
So
Did you send in the notes yet?
yes, sir, I sent it.
Kaden Dean. That's Kaden. Kaden Dean. That's Kaden Dean. Yeah, number 2I. Kaden Dean, can you hear me? And Janae Williams. Where's Janae Williams? Can you hear me?
I'm done, Mr. Petit. I sent you my work.
Good. Thank you, Kamani. Camaro Rose, yeah. Camaro Rose. What number you on, Camaro? Camaro Rose. Michaela Bethel. Michaela Bethel, can you hear me? Can't hear from Michaela. Malik Dorset, where's Malik Dorset?
Yes, sir.
Malik,
Yes, sir.
you have to write out your stuff. You can't just be taking screenshots. You have to write it. Do you have a book and pen?
Yes, sir.
You have to write it out. What number you on?
I on number 2A1B.
Yeah, write it out and write your answers like that. I don't need to see screenshots of my work. I already have my work. I need you to write it down. Do you hear me?
Mr. D makes the watching blitz.
Malik.
Yes, sir, I hear you.
Yes, you can. Max and Miles, what number you all on?
Number 2.
Number 2. All right.
I have a
2A,
question.
B or BI? BI or B double I?
I have a question.
Go ahead. BI, okay.
For one would I have to write the formula as like P plus SI for simple interest? Or like what would be the formula I write down?
You just would answer it directly. So just put the sum. You don't need no formula for that one.
Okay.
You only need the formula for the first part.
Okay, thanks.
No problem, Genesis. Tori, where's Tori? Tori and her brother. Tori, where y'all is? Tori. Okay, Cameron, everybody put his answer in the chat. Xavier Cooper, what number you on? Xavier Cooper, what number you on?
Number 2.
All right, and it's anyone who's finished. Let me know if y'all are finished with question 1. Anyone finished with question 1 as yet?
I just finished question B.
I finished.
On to the I.
Question 1.
I just finished question 1.
Also,
Okay. All right. Where is what's the name? Xavier Miller. You say you finished question 1, right? Zion Neely.
Mr. Piece of fucking.
Yes, I finished question 1.
Okay.
Telling you.
1 second. Someone is in there who's not supposed to be in there. I got it. I got it. Why don't you go do your homework or something like that? Like,
Yeah, big bussy.
yeah, I know. That's right. Talk again so I could kick you out.
Still on number 1, but I'm on I.
Okay, no problem.
I confused on I.
You confused on I? Which part?
1.
1. This is 1A. This is BI. You mean BI, right?
I mean 1I.
1I. Okay, so for 1I.
Wait a minute. So for B, I wrote I put. So you tell me this working that I did here isn't for B. This is for I.
It's BI. It's BI. All right.
Well, that's a plus.
Okay, so Tonisha, you say you don't understand BI?
Yeah, so.
Okay, so that's a simple interest one. So the formula is simple interest. In fact, we're gonna answer this right now. All right, the formula is principal times rate times time. Okay, all over 100. Now, what you got for the principal for part A? What you got for part A? What you got for part A? What you got for part A? Tonisha, did you answer part A yet? Tonisha, can you hear me?
Yeah, so.
What you got for part A? Did you answer part A yet?
No, so.
No, okay. Let's do it together. So we're gonna start with question 1. Who else is finished with question 1? Let me know. Who else is finished with question 1?
I'm done.
I am.
Yeah.
Question
Okay.
1.
Okay.
I finished.
Who's finished with the entire thing? Anyone finished with the entire thing?
I finished.
I am.
Okay.
Almost.
Almost. Okay, good. All right, no problem. So Tonisha, let's go ahead and answer this. So what we need to do is we have to figure what is 1 equal part. Tonisha, how are we gonna do 1 equal part? Do you know?
30,000 divided by 2 plus 3.
Very good.
By the radio.
Very good. 30,000. Right, 30,000 divided by, it's gonna be 30,000 divided by 30,000 divided by 2 plus 3. What is 2 plus 3? That's gonna be what?
5.
5. And then what you got when you when we divide 30,000 by 5, what y'all got?
6,000.
6,000.
Very good, 6,000. So now we got 6,000. We need to find what is what? Michael's what?
6,000 times 2.
6,000 times
2.
2. Very good.
Which
6,000.
is the answer,
Go ahead, Joel.
which is 12,000.
6,000 times 2. Very good. 6,000 times 2 gives me 12,000. Anyone else got 12,000?
Yes,
Yeah, so
Yes. I did.
Yes, sir.
B,
I did.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, perfect. So 12,000 is correct.
I did. Yeah, so
And
6,000.
good. So that is the simple interest, right? That is the not the simple interest, I'm sorry. That's the principal. So Tonisha, you understand that part?
Yeah, so
Good. Now it's time for the simple interest to earn. For this one, we're gonna do what?
P times rate times over 100.
Very good. What is the P? P is gonna be the 12,000 from top. So P is 12,000. 1, 2, 3. And then the rate is what?
6.
The rate is 6. Very good. 6%. Principal rate, and then time. Time is what? 3 years, right?
3 years.
So the simple interest, I'm gonna say SI, is gonna be principal times rate times time all over 100 equals to, the principal is what? 12,000 multiplied by, the rate is what?
that's 6.
6. The time is what?
3.
3 all over what?
100.
100.
All over 100. Very good. And then what we're gonna do, we're
And
gonna
you cross
cancel.
the zeros.
Yeah, we cancel the zeros. So it's gonna be this 0 cancel with this 0. That 0 cancel with that 0. We are left with what?
120
120
Ta-
times
6
6
times
3
3.
over
Very
1.
good. Very good. 120 times what? Times
6
6. Very good. Times what?
times
Times 3, right? All over what?
1.
All over 1. 6 times 120 is what?
720. 720. That's what I got.
720. Very good. So 720
Times 3 over
times
1.
3. Very good. Times 3 over 1. What is 720 times 3?
2,160.
1,160 over 1.
160 over 1. And 2,160 over 1 is just simply 2,160. All right. Does that make sense to y'all? Let me know if that makes sense to y'all. Who all
Yes,
got
sir.
that? Who all got that, by the way?
Me.
Me.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, the total amount of money that he had at the end of 3 years will be what?
2,100 all the way.
12,000
That's 12,000
plus
2,160.
2,160.
13,460.
So it's going to be equal to what?
It was 3,160.
What?
3,160.
No.
14,160.
14,160. How many persons got that?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Me.
Yeah. Excellent.
Mr. Petit,
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I got
I
it wrong,
did.
Mm-hmm.
even though this is a dumb mistake, but I put 2 before I put the 1.
It is 14,160. All right, who got all right for the first question? Question number 1. Let me know.
I did.
I did.
Izia?
I did.
I got 1 wrong.
Me.
Excellent. All right. Did y'all finish question 2?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Still working on it?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir. And no, sir.
All right. So let's answer question 2. With Nancy and company. So it's gonna be someone mic is on. Okay. So this is number 2. Wow, how is it 7:48? How?
I have a next question, if it's okay.
Go ahead.
So at the end of all our work and then we don't get the answer,
Uh-huh.
can we just leave it like that, or do we have to say, okay, now Todd's
No, you don't have no.
total amount is blah blah blah?
No, just write down. So once you show the work in, so all you need to do is write down. So that's a
Okay,
good
good.
question.
Mrs.
Now,
Petit,
yes,
could you go back again, please?
yes, I could. So 1 equal part is gonna be what? 1 equal part is gonna be what? I got 3,600 divided by 9 is what? 400. Thought is gonna be 4 times 400 will give me 1,600. Did y'all get that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for those who got that.
Yes,
And
sir.
then for the interest, it's gonna be 1,600 times 6 times 1. Because the principal is 1,600, the rate is 6%. And then the year is what? Just 1 year. So what I did is I canceled out the zeros. I canceled this 0 with that 0, and then this 0 with that 0. And so we are left with what? 16 times 6 times 1, which give me 96. Get 96 over 1, which is 96. All right. Did y'all get that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. And so it's going to be the total amount is after 1 year's investment. It's going to be what? That's going to be 1,696. All right.
Okay.
How many persons got that right? Let me know, please.
Me. I got it right.
You got that
I got it right.
Excellent.
I got it wrong.
I got it right.
Why?
I got it right.
All right. That's what you do. Put I inside the chat if you understand how to do questions like these. If you feel like you understand simple interest, put I inside the chat. If you have a good grasp on simple interest, put I inside the chat. If you do not, put N. But if you understand how to do simple interest, put I in the chat. Okay. All right. Shania, did you finish the transposition?
Yeah, sure. I sent you a message on WhatsApp.
Okay. Let me see. Chanel. Okay. All right. You don't quite understand that. Charlton says you don't quite understand it. This is gonna be, we're gonna do simple interest again tomorrow. So this, for those of you who still don't understand it, we're gonna have another opportunity to look at those simple interest questions. But go ahead and take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. What we're going to do right now is we're going to transition over to English language. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's start our English language class. So let me head up. So write this down for me, please. I don't know how it's 8:02, but I don't know.
So that maybe we need 2 different books since it's 2 different subjects.
You don't have to. You don't have to. So some people just put it all in one book. But if you could afford it, you know, you don't know. You don't need 2 different books. Just put in one book. Today is what? Monday the
January 13th.
The 13th of January, 2025. Not
My finger hurting.
Subject is English language. English language is what we're going to be looking at, and I want us to continue to be doing our.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead.
May I use the restroom, please?
Yes, we can. So English language, and then we're going to be looking at the topic is.
Good night, Mr. Petit.
Good night. The topic is.
Good night, Miss.
Good night. So we're going to be looking at critical thinking, or we could say critical analysis. This is going to be applied. Yes, we have. I'm going to give y'all another passage so we can look at part 2.
Yeah, man. Fuck you.
1 second. 1 second. All right, so sometimes we have persons who don't have nothing to do with their life, and they come inside the classes and they have the link. So it's important that you do not share the link with persons who you know have a bad character. All right, if you
I
say
have no friends to share it with.
if you share the link, then what happen is then I have to kick them out. Like how I have to kick this one out. But we don't want to get distracted, right? So yeah. I don't know why they just don't stay and just learn because they need the education.
Clearly.
Yeah. All right, so it's clearly there's only a few words that they know. So
So this would be prep for English BGCSE here.
So what I'll do is 1 second. What I'll do is I don't know if I'm gonna still keep the link, but just make sure I don't share it with persons who are like don't make no sense. Genesis, let me answer you inside the chat and then we can move forward. Genesis reading. All right, good. All right, so when we talk about critical analysis or critical thinking, what are some things that I tell you are the key aspects of critical thinking?
Read between the lines.
Reading between the lines. What else?
Think out the box.
Think out the box. Yes. What else?
Don't accept it for its face value or something like that.
Yeah, don't accept it for its face value. What else?
Analyze.
Analyze what? Analyze what? When we talk about critical thinking, we want to be able to break things apart and put them back together, right? We want to analyze it step by step, right? We want to look at it from its different. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Problem solve.
Problem solve. We want to. There's a T word that I mentioned, and no one mentioned it yet. That's a part of critical thinking.
Think.
You say T word?
No, I said, yeah, T word.
Tone.
Tone. Very good. What is a tone?
Like
how the person
their reaction or how they feel.
And the author sets the setting.
Very good. The tone, not
Petit.
the tone is the author's point of view, right?
Mr. Petit,
Yes.
tell me why it's gonna say telegraph.
No, telegraph. I don't know why you would say telegraph. All right. Okay, so let's write this passage down and then we're gonna analyze it, right? So passage. So write this down. Let's indent. Write this down for me, please. Then my father. This is just me. I just took a paragraph from one of your past papers and we are just gonna analyze it, okay? So then my father finally found a job as a manager. Write this down for me, please. As a manager in a bicycle shop and kept that job for 3 years. Unable to find another job, this 59-year-old displaced farmer tried unsuccessfully to return to the soil. He claimed, quote, he claimed squatters' right. What is squatters' right? What does that mean? Y'all have heard, but people who squat.
When you live in,
And they can stay in the house without paying.
When they can stay in the
It's
house.
like when they stay inside, like they rent a place, but they don't pay. And it's not
Rent?
legal.
Rent? They squatters, people who squatters,
just
they
take
rent.
your land.
They just take your land. Okay.
They somewhere they ain't supposed to be.
Without paying rent.
Address they said.
Exactly. So, a squatter is a person who they just find a land, right? They ain't know who own it or whatever. They just find a land and they just start building. Imagine that.
Wow.
All right.
But I'll show you.
So you claim squatters' right to some government owned. Does that happen in the Bahamas? Squatting.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Yes,
a
sir.
lot.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But okay,
Absolutely.
but I mean
Of
to
course.
disrupt the class, right? But how are they getting away with that if you have to like get permitting and stuff before you start billing and like you have to
No, man.
and they have to ask you like the history of the land and everything
No.
and if it was built on before
No,
to get your
no.
permit.
Buy the land first.
No. You just
They
go
don't
and
need no permit. They is
you just
illegally built.
you just go and you just start building your house, build your dream home.
Mr. Petit.
Mm-hmm.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody squatted, like the people in olden time, they were squatting too, right? Because that wasn't they when they just go on there and start building.
No. You can't say that because when you have a government, remember we said that remember we said that with the before the Lord Proprietors there wasn't really no government. And then after Lord Proprietors and you put judges and now you have some sort of structure, some sort of governance. So you can't just go ahead and just do that. I mean, you shouldn't. It's illegal. But people still do it. Okay, so my mother could only rage helplessly against The punishing, oh wow, this is very good. The punishing blows poverty was inflicting on her husband.
I have a question.
Yes?
Did you come up with this yourself or like it's all general about?
No, this is just, like I said, no, I'm not like
He said
typing.
he pulled it from a past paper.
Yeah. So so I like this this sentence. I want y'all to explain this to me in your own words. It says, my mother could only rage helplessly against the punishing blows poverty was inflicting on her husband. Does anyone want to explain that? Yes, go ahead.
Basically, like, let's say punishing blows poverty was inflicted on her husband. Basically, the pain and the depression or whatever that poverty was putting him through and what he went through poverty.
Yes. Anyone else want to explain? Punishing blows poverty was inflicting on her husband.
Meaning how hard the times was.
Anyone else? Punishing blows poverty was inflicted on her husband. Go ahead, Anaya.
Okay, so where it says my mother could only rage helplessly against the punishing blows, like maybe she felt like she couldn't do nothing else but complain about the struggles of poverty.
Exactly. She couldn't do anything else.
But she couldn't do nothing to help him.
Yeah. She couldn't do nothing to. I think that's what Anaya was trying to say. She couldn't do nothing to, even though her husband was going through this a lot, and by extension their family, she couldn't do nothing. She only could rage. Like be mad about it. But so y'all are not in explaining this, right? You have to tell me what figure of speech is this? Not figure of speech. Yeah. What
metaphor?
Not
Personification.
Personification. Why you say personification?
Blows.
Who's giving the blows?
Punches.
Who's
Poverty.
giving poverty? Can poverty literally give blows?
No, sir.
No. So in your explanation, you have to explain that, geez, the author is using personification, and poverty is given this quality that it could give blows, but poverty can't really give blows. But she's just explaining how hard the times was, right? By personifying poverty as one that gives blows. All right. So that's a good way to explain it.
So in the sorry. But ain't no question attached with this. So we just have to read this and explain that?
No.
Or they'll have a question
They'll have
attached.
They'll have a bunch of questions. We just analyzing them, and I'm going to give you some questions, but we just analyzing it first. All right. Her only comfort was that. What do you think her comfort was? She
Peace and
knew.
quiet in the house.
She knew.
Bishop?
She knew
Eden.
that he would what?
Quit.
He would quit.
He would never give up.
He would never
Find a
give up.
job.
He would find a job.
Overcome.
He would overcome.
Yeah, he would make it through.
He would make it through. Her only
job to help.
Oh, she could
Give
get
up.
a job. Okay.
To help him out. Yeah.
All right. Her only comfort was that she knew that he would die
Come on.
Whoa.
before
How does comfort?
he would live one day without his pride.
One
You
die.
miss and read it twice.
That he would die before he would live one day without his pride. What does that mean? This is good. I like this. She knew. Her only comfort was that she knew that he would die before he would live one day without his pride. What is he trying to say?
I think it means like he was a prideful person, and what he did, like he would never stop and like try like to
I think it
That's
also
cute.
Never loses
That's
his pride.
He never loses his pride, but how does
He
that give her
wouldn't let
comfort?
poverty overcome his
Mr.
pride.
T,
He wouldn't let poverty overcome his pride. But how does that give
I
her
think
comfort?
I think what it
Knowing that
means,
he would never give up.
I
Exactly.
think what it means that he was so prideful that he rather die before he lived without his pride.
Okay, and
That's how important it was to him.
But how does that give her comfort?
Because he would
Maybe it's
That he would be
because
happy.
he
'Cause
never
he'd be
left
happy.
self-doubt.
He'd be
No, maybe
happy.
it's I
Because he
think
would
it
get a
means
job
like
instead of being poor.
Because
Exactly.
he'd be
Patrick
happier
said it.
die before
Patrick
going.
said it. Exactly.
oh
Exactly. Before he stopped working, before he give up, he would rather die than to give up. That's basically what she's saying, right? He would rather die than give up. All right. Because of his pride. He had pride. And this is not a bad type of pride she's talking about, not like snobbish type of pride, but like pride as in dignity, right? And and we know that because she said, and she loved him for it, right? She didn't love him for no selfish pride. She loved him for a pride that is, like, you have a pride that is not a bad type of pride, but a pride that
Good energy.
you're not going to embarrass yourself, basically. Because that quality in him strengthened her and kept her going. So the fact that he would never give up, and she knew that he was not going to give up. He too prideful for that. That knowing that, it strengthened her and encouraged her. So that's the passage. Summarize it for me. What is how can we summarize this? What is this talking about?
It's talking
This is
about
talking about how a man went from almost like almost successful all the way back down to broken poor.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
I passed English, so this is a class I don't need to take.
That's fine. If you don't need to, you can leave. Go ahead. What is the primary focus of this paragraph? Let's write that down. So, what is the primary focus of this paragraph? So we're talking about. So what are we looking at here when we're analyzing? Let me tell you, there's different things we look at. So the first thing we're looking at is the main idea. What is the main idea of this passage? So what
To never give up.
What is the primary focus of the paragraph? Anyone else want to try? What's the primary focus of this paragraph?
Hold on, wait.
it only could be one thought.
It could be whatever you want to highlight. What's the primary focus of this
It's
paragraph?
the story of this father and then his wife.
Go ahead, Genesis, continue.
The story of this father and like his job experience and then his wife's feelings toward what he was going through.
Okay. Anyone else want to try? What is
Don't care how tough things get, don't give up.
Okay. Anyone else?
How you should never let stuff drag you down on your journey, but to try lift yourself up.
trials and tribulations.
Trials and tribulations. Okay, do y'all want me to give y'all options? Maybe that'll help.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So let me put it inside the chat. All right. Let me put it inside the chat. So I'm gonna say it and then I'm gonna put it inside the chat. No, I don't see it yet. Is it? Let me see. How to work in a bike shop? No. Again, we're looking at what is the main idea. So the main idea is it A, the struggles of a family during poverty. B, the father's success as a manager in the bicycle shop. C, the mother's dissatisfaction with the husband. Or D, the benefits of squatters' rights on government land. What is the main idea of
I think
this?
A.
You think it's A?
Yeah.
I don't see it in the chat.
You don't see it in the
was gonna
chat?
say B, but now I saying
No.
A.
It's not in the chat? Oh, I know. I only
No.
sent it to Genesis. All right, go ahead. It should be right there. What's the primary focus? The primary focus is, I would say A.
I still don't see nothing in
I
the
still
chat.
don't see it.
You still
I
don't
still
see?
don't
I
see it
don't see
either.
nothing. It's
Okay.
A. It's A.
Y'all can see it now.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, good. So the correct
Yes,
answer is
sir, thank you.
definitely A. A, because they're talking about the what? The poverty, right?
Yes.
So let's explain that. So the main idea is basically how a family struggle through poverty, but and how they, you know, manage to get through it. In particular, how so the struggles of a family during poverty. So why are we doing this? Why are we being so focused on like analyzing paragraphs, analyzing stories and stuff like that? Because like I said, inside your exam, they don't ask you, oh, what is simile? What is metaphor? What is no? They don't ask you what is a noun, what is a pronoun. They don't ask you them stuff. They are going to give you a story, and whether it be listening or whether it be reading, whatever. And then you have to figure out, they're going to ask you questions based on it. So you have to be able to understand and comprehend what something is telling you, all right? So that's the main idea. The next one is vocabulary in context. So every time we do this, we have to do main idea and then vocabulary in context. What do we mean by displaced? What does displaced mean? It says a 59-year-old displaced farmer. What does displaced mean?
He's not in the right place. He's supposed to be.
He is not working.
Location.
Oh, he's not working? No, not
Doesn't fit in.
doesn't fit in. No.
Not in the right place.
Not in the right place. Displaced. Why would someone be displaced?
He in this not
He's
They're
not in this now.
mental.
Say it again.
They're mental thought, like they're not mentally healthy.
No, no. Why would someone be displaced?
Mr. Petit, I put something in the chat.
So let's say, for example, right? The people who are, everyone familiar with the burnings that are happening inside Los Angeles, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Let's
What
say
you talking about?
the fires in LA, right? The wildfires, right? That's burning up a lot of people's homes, right? So let's say that you are one of those persons who house got burned down.
I pray
Now,
to God not.
let's say, right? You would be displaced. Why? Because your house is burned down, so you got to move to another place. So we'll call you displaced because of some tragic event, you had to do what?
Relocated?
You had to
move.
You had to move or relocate. Yeah.
Try
right?
get a new place to live.
Exactly. So this farmer was displaced because of some sort of event that happened that made farming not feasible anymore. All right. So we don't know what the event is. In fact, if we read the whole story, it was going to tell you what the event is, but I didn't give you all the whole story. But basically, the farmer had to move from where he was in the farming island to Nassau, and he had to find a job in Nassau as a bicycle shop manager. All right. So he was displaced. So he had to move from where he was to end up doing something else, which was bicycle shop managing, which was not what he wanted to do. What was not his real, you know, like profession.
That wasn't the passion.
That's not what he's trained to do at all. So in the passage, when it says the phrase squatters' rights, right, what does that most likely refers to? Is it the father's desire to improve his farming techniques? Is it a futile attempt to restore his pride? Is it government support for displaced farmers? Or is it a legal claim to government land?
The last one you said. The last one you said.
The last thing I said? Yeah, a legal claim to government land. That's what they mean by squatters' rights. So a legal claim to government.
So that's a real thing.
Yes.
It's
It
easy to
can,
do
it
that,
can,
believe.
it can, but most people don't do it right.
But
Especially, yes.
mark my words, in the next 10 years, I could be the youngest prime minister.
I don't doubt you. I don't doubt you. I do not doubt you, my friend.
Hold
All
on.
right.
I have something to say about that. I think he could be the youngest prime minister and what you call parliamentarian.
I know, right? Parliamentarian.
Parliamentarian.
Thank
All
you,
right.
boy. Thank you.
All right, so let's go ahead and do the next one. So we already know vocabulary and context. We look at two things. We look at any other interesting. Oh, I like this one. What's this word? This one.
Coax?
He was never able to coax from it crop worthy of his labor. What does that mean?
You will never be able like to get good plants.
What does that mean? He was never able to coax.
Whether
benefit from it.
To benefit from it.
Prosper.
To bear with.
To bear with.
To deal with it.
So he was never
Persuade?
able to, not persuade, not persuade, no. He was never able to coax from it a crop worthy of his labor. Basically, he wasn't able to get the crops that he needed to get. Even though he put a lot of effort, right? And so it didn't make no sense. Even though he returned back to farming, it still didn't work out. So coax in this sentence refers to him trying his best efforts to get the crops, to him trying his best efforts to make the land like to make the land bear forth fruit. Whatever he could have in his arsenal, whatever he know, he tried his best to coax the land to, it's as if he's persuading the land to give him some stuff, but the land is like no. But in reality, what it means is that he's trying his endeavor best to like put fertilizers, try his best to do all the stuff that he know, till the soil and all that stuff, but it's still not working. All right. What's another word? With no more bad excrement at his disposal to enrich the soil. He was never able. You don't see number 3?
No, sir.
No, I haven't read it. I haven't done number 3 yet.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Number 3. So we did vocabulary and context. Now let's do inference. Inference. What does inference mean?
difference?
No, inference. And we said we have to do mean idea, we have to do vocabulary and context, we have to do inference. What do we say that inference is?
What it relates to?
No, not what it relates to. Which of the following?
What happened now?
Yes, so inference mean, tell me what you understand without me telling you it. Repeat again. Inference mean, tell me what you understand without me telling you it, like straightforward, right? So if I say I have classes and I educate students for math and English, what can you infer is my occupation?
Teacher.
A teacher.
I'm a teacher. Good. Did I tell you that I'm a teacher?
Yes, sir.
No, I didn't tell you it directly. But
No,
you could
sir.
use context clues. You could infer that, hey, okay, he said that he educates people in math and English. He didn't say exactly what his profession is, but I could infer that, okay, more than likely he's a teacher. If I said that, okay, I see patients every day, I diagnose them and I give them prescriptions, right?
Doctor or nurse?
I am more than likely a physician.
Doctor.
So inference mean, what do you know, for example? Those are the following can be inferred about the father. What do you know about the father without them actually telling you about the father? Like, what could you
He's
say?
a hard worker.
That he has a lot of pride in himself.
Very good, very good. He values his pride more than material success, right? That's what we could say about. Can we say that he resented his wife for not helping him? Is that a good inference?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
No. It never say that he got resented his wife. Can we say that he found happiness at the bicycle shop?
No, sir.
No, why not?
Because it was
Because he felt displaced.
Because he was displaced, yes. What else? Can we
he didn't
say,
like doing it.
Because he was unable to find another job.
yeah, he wasn't happy at that. He wanted to go back to farming. That's why he went back to farming in the first place. So inference means what could we infer from it? Like what could we get from it without them actually telling us it verbatim? All right. Okay, good. That's inference. Next is tone. One of my favorite. Oh, so let's write this down. The tone was the inference is he valued his what? He valued his what? Pride more than
It's
what?
pride over material.
More than material
More than material.
success. Right? So when I ask you to critically analyze something, what are some things you're going to be looking for when you analyze and stuff?
The main idea.
The main
The main
idea,
idea.
the vocabulary,
Yeah,
and
Vocabulary and context, and
The
what
inference.
and the
else?
tone.
Inference. And what else?
Tone.
The tone. The tone in this case is the tone. So what is the tone of this paragraph?
Sad.
Sad.
Hostile.
Trying to overcome.
Desperate.
Desperate.
Motivational.
Motivational.
Overcoming.
Remember, whatever tone you say, you have to be able to support the tone. Okay?
I think she was like,
I would say
Willing.
emotional.
Emotional.
feeling sorry, like
Faithful.
Willing.
Someone said feeling sorry. Okay, feeling sorry, but put that into a word. If you say feeling sorry, what would we put that into a word? If you're feeling sorry.
Depressing.
she
Sorrowful.
Sympathetic.
Ah,
Dejection.
sympathetic. What else?
Dejection.
So let me ask this question. What was the tone of the mother? Let's do this one. What was the tone of the mother's reaction to her husband's struggle?
Faithful.
Anger.
He was faithful.
What was the tone? What was the tone of the mother's reaction to husband's struggle?
He was
Great.
soft.
Faithful. Faithful.
sympathetic.
Anger.
All right. Do y'all want me to give y'all options? Because at this point,
Informal.
this ain't really going good.
That's all.
Dude, should I give y'all options? What's the
Compassion.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
what is the
Choose
tone?
compassion.
What is the tone of the mother's struggle? I'm gonna put it inside the chat. So my question is, what is the tone that the mother had toward her husband's fate or her husband's struggle? All right. So was it indifferent but hopeful, angry but supportive, critical and impatient, admiring and compassionate?
D.
Angry but supportive.
Yeah.
I guess D.
See, that's what I think that's what I was trying to say. Something like that.
B and C.
It says, okay, my mother could only rage helplessly against the punishing blows. Probably was it. So she was angry.
It's D.
And she was supportive.
I think it's B.
The best answer, did she admire him? Let's see.
She admired. Yeah, she admired. She
only confident.
His pride.
His
Yeah,
pride.
yeah,
So
give switch.
it's the answer is D.
Yeah, I'll go with D and B. D and B. Anyone of them, both of them are right. If you say angry but supportive, that's correct. If you say admiring and compassionate, that is also correct. Okay. So the correct. Now in the exam, you only can choose one. They're not gonna give you one where it's two answers that's correct, right? It's just that I gave you one with two answers correct. All right.
What answer would be most likely to be the answer on the PGCSE?
The answer is I would go with D, admiring, compassionate. But B is not wrong. B is not wrong, but D is better. Angry but All right.
So, Mr. Petit,
Huh?
which paper is this? This paper
On
two, right?
this is I'll send you it as 2019 paper. The one with the reading comprehension, paper 3. Paper 3. Is it paper 3? One of them, I can't remember. I just got it from one of them. But I'll send you the year and everything. If you really want it, I'll send you it. Okay, what is the tune? Oh, we said what? Admiring. Admiring and what? Compassionate.
Compassionate.
Yeah, she really admired husband, and we could support that. Number 5. Number 5. Author's purpose. I like this. So author's purpose. So author's intent. All right. So you have to be able, when you're analyzing, to know what the author's intent or the author's purpose is. So, or infer it. So the question is, why does the author mention that the father was unable to coax or coax? That's the better word. That's the way you pronounce it. Coax from it a worthy crop. Sorry, a crop worthy of his labor. Why does the author mention that the father was unable to coax from it a crop worthy of his labor? Like, why did the author mention that? Any ideas? Why did the author mention this?
Okay, what I think is that even though he was working so hard to produce crop, it never really add up to the amount of work he did.
Who's speaking?
Anaya.
Very good. I like that answer. Anyone else? Why did the author mention that? What was the author's purpose in mentioning that? Let me give you all options. Y'all look like y'all love options.
I have a answer.
Go ahead.
To show us that even though we may be good in a lot of things, it depends on what field you use it in.
Who's speaking?
Nakaria.
Nakaria, okay. That's very good. That's a very good one. Anyone else? Should we do options?
I think.
Okay, no matter how he tried, it still didn't like benefit or stuff like that.
Yes, I agree. So
I think
go ahead,
that
Joel.
when he tries his best, sometimes it don't go out the way he wants it to go.
Yeah.
His efforts were in vain.
His efforts were that's
or unfruitful.
Unfruitful, yeah. His efforts were in vain. So let me give you all the options. Is it to demonstrate the father's lack of farming knowledge? Is it to highlight the lack of government support for farmers? Is it to emphasize the harshness of poverty and the futility of his efforts? Or is it to criticize the government for poor land management?
C.
What y'all think it is?
Me personally, I think it's C.
It is
and
C. It is C. It is C. To highlight, to emphasize the harshness
B
of
and
poverty.
C.
I don't think she wanted to highlight the lack of support from farmers. I think she really wanted, or he or she, whoever wrote this. I think, no, Emil wrote this. Poitier, you know, everyone ever heard of Poitier, Sidney Poitier? Yeah, he wrote this.
Yeah.
Sidney
Yes,
Poitier.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he was
You mean the
talking about, he was talking about his father. Yeah. This is the actual story from his book. But, So he's talking about what his father went through. And I think the author did that to show how harsh it was. Like, even though his father was trying hard, it still didn't work out. So that's a good one. That's the author's purpose. Okay, so let's write it down. So to do what? The author wrote this to what? To
Emphasize.
To emphasize the harshness of poverty and the futility. What does futility means? Futility of his efforts. If something is futile, what does that mean?
Weak?
Not weak.
Pointless.
Pointless.
Nonsensical.
Whatever he did
Pointless.
doesn't matter.
Pointless. It's vain. It doesn't make sense. Futility.
It's 150, right?
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
All right, so that's that. Next. Okay. Do we have any? I don't even think we have any space for anymore, but I'm gonna include one more. No, that's it. We could leave it right there. All right. So 5 things we need to look at. There's more than 5, but we keep it as 5. 5 things we need to look at when we're looking at when we're critically analyzing something. We have to look at the main idea. What else? We look at the vocabulary and context. What vocabulary that they use that we could, that we don't know, that we need to understand. Look at the inference. What does the author, what is the author saying without saying it? The tone of the author, the tone of each person in the passage, and the author's purpose. What does the author mean, right? By the things that they say. All right. Okay, what I want you to do is take a picture of this and send it to me via WhatsApp, of your notes, and send it to me via WhatsApp. I am also going to give you a quiz on this. And let's see how y'all do on this quiz. It's out of 10.
Yay.
Yay, right? Critical thinking. Applied. This is what? This is
we were supposed
the farmer. All right. So once one second. Once I post the quiz inside the chat, I want you to once you start the quiz, please put started inside the chat. Once you start the quiz, please put started. I'm going to post the link right now inside the chat. You need to get at least 8 out of 10 in order to pass the quiz. At least 8 out of 10. Try to get at least 8 out of 10. But I really want you to get all right. It's not hard. It's really not difficult. It's really not difficult.
Do I need to sign off in order to write in the chat? Like tell you I can't. Ain't nothing writing.
Ain't nothing writing?
No,
well,
sir.
just do it. By the way, what I need you to do is take a picture of your grade, whatever you get for the quiz. Take a picture of the grade and send it to me via WhatsApp. I need you to do that. All right. So you know that you are actually getting it done. The quiz will be posted inside the chat in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The quiz is inside the chat. Once you started, please put started inside the chat. Again, once you started, please put started inside the chat.
Can I help use the bathroom?
All right, after the quiz. When you finish the quiz, then you go to use the restroom. All right. I need everyone to send me their work, not just only a few. Everyone to send me their work. All right. And then once you finish with the quiz, I need you to send a screenshot of your grade for me. Again, once you finish with the quiz, send me a screenshot of your grade. It is important that you get all right. If you Tanaya, excellent. Tanaya got all right. That was quick. Very good, Tanaya. We might have a streak today. Yay, we have a streak. Oh my goodness, I hope we don't break this. Very good. Jaden, Krazia, Jemiah, Chloe, All 100s, very good. Let's see if we can keep the streak going on. Lavender, excellent. Aiden, very good. Take a picture of your work. Again, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Cleveland, very good. Destiny. Take a picture of your grade and send it to me via WhatsApp. That's Lavender, Nakari, excellent. Cleveland. Destiny, Anaya, Aleo.
I had the lock-in on that one.
Wow, we have a streak going on. Oh my goodness. Send it again. Someone asked me to send it again. Okay, let me send it again. Very good. Oh my goodness, you think we could finish this whole quiz and nobody get? Oh my goodness, never mind. Spoke too fast. Please redo your quiz. Anyone who got it, who got less than, if you got less than, you got less than 10, redo the quiz, please. If you got less than 10,
Miss
please.
Petit,
redo
I
the
get
quiz.
2 out of 10.
Mr. Petit, I got a 10 out of 10.
Mr. Petit, I get a 10 out of 10.
I confused. I only saw 5 questions. I on my phone.
All right. All right. Take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Once you have done that, then
I
you
got
can,
10 and 10.
very good. Once you have done that, then you could leave. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Take
Mr.
care.
Petit, the math notes.
Yes, I will
Good
not.
night.
Good night, everyone. Have a good.
Good night.
Excellent.
Good
Yes.
night.
Good night.
Good
Good night.
night.
Good night, Mr. Petit. Have a good night.
You too. Have a wonderful night.
Enjoy.
The math notes. What's her name? Alora. Right now. So we did this.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh yeah, she don't wanna. She don't
Good
wanna.
night, Mr. Petit.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Petit.
Good night,
10 out of
Mr.
10.
Petit.
Good night. Excellent.
Good
Someone
night.
want the
Mr.
quiz
Petit.
again? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
No,
Good
I don't
night,
want the
Mr.
quiz.
Petit.
I want the
What you need?
I
Good
want the
night, Mr.
social
Petit.
studies.
Oh, the social studies notes. Yes. I forgot to send that to you. I will send
Yes,
it to you.
please.
I
Thank
will.
you.
Good night.
Yeah. Good night. Good night. Good night.
You tomorrow, by God's grace.
Yes.
Dangerous.
Likewise.
Good night,
Likewise.
Mr. Petit.
Good night. Good night.
Have a good
Good
rest of
night,
your day.
Mr. T. I
I
got a
will.
10 out of 10.
Excellent. Kamani. Excellent stuff.
I have this one. I need the notes after it.
You need those after it. Do you have this one?
No, sir.
You got what else you need?
The other one too.
You got this?
No, sir.
Good night. I got a 10 out of 10.
Good night. Excellent.
I think I just need one more after that. Yes, sir.
Laura, you can't just take a picture of it. You have to actually write it out.
Yes, sir, I'm gonna write it out.
Okay.
Bye, Mr. Petit.
Good night. All right. Have a good one, everyone. See you all very soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.